This is my entry hall or my foyer, depending on what you like to call it, and I'm getting ready to transform it as well as the sconces on the wall for fall. And so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I tell you this all the time. I have many of you who have watched me over the seasons, and together we will just keep rearranging things and putting it together. But it is pretty nondescript foyer. I brought in this table from last year. I brought it down here, and this trunk to add a little more charm. I used to put a chair and a lamp in here and stuff, but that lamp in the corner has done a nice job for me. I brought down that picture of that, I don't know, kind of Italian Venetian, I'm not certain, woman down, and I absolutely love her. But my kids love for me to do a fall tree, so I'm contemplating putting my fall tree in this corner again. I don't know, it's an exorbitant amount of work, but this is my staircase. These sconces, again, my love of timered candles will be coming on around 4 o'clock, and I'm thinking about decorating those, which I've done in past videos. But if you're new with me, follow along. I will show you what I've done to try to recreate a just warm, inviting, festive holiday home, and most importantly, on a budget. Okay, stick with me and I'll show you step by step. Thanks. Okay, first what I did here is pretty standard. We all have wreaths that we like to put on our door. What I do, and this may be something you haven't thought about, I put a thumbtack. I open my door and I put a thumbtack at the very top of my door right here and nail it down as far as I can. This does not invade the integrity of your alarm system or anything, but I put a thumbtack up there, and then I can hang my wreaths from fishing wire. And so that's all I did. You don't see the fishing wire, obviously, so it looks like it's suspended on your door. I know this doesn't seem that spectacular, but it is amazing what it does to just dress up. Let me move my light back. What it does to dress up your doorway really quickly. And then also, I MacGyver a lot of things in the decorating world, and the wreath was beautiful. It does light up, although I'm not very enamored of lighting things up on my door. It's just a pain. But I added these acorn ornaments because I'm going to utilize them in another area of my foyer, I think probably on my sconces. And so now I can carry this whole look of the acorns in the fall. And if you have elements that you can tie together, if you have an abundance of one decorating element, carry it throughout the house so it makes everything look tied together. So it's simple, but there's step one. Okay, I wanted to show you this tree that doesn't look very pretty at this moment, but as I've said, my children have implored me to put up a fall tree this year. So who am I to deny them? I'm going to take it upon myself and do this. But what I was showing you is, fortunately, my mother-in-law has a penchant for artificial trees and buys a new one every year. So I am the beneficiary of a forest of trees in my garage, for starters. This one fresh out of the box, never even used, so thank you. And why I showed it to you in this present state is I wanted to let you know that all trees look horrible coming out of the box. Please take time, and this is for Christmas or whatever else, to freshen the branches and fluff them out. Second of all, I wanted to show you that I am fortunate enough to have electricity in this back closet. So I can actually pull my extension cord out, and I'm going to push this tree in that back corner. And then, you know, the neighbors and everybody who comes to the door is always inquiring why I have a Christmas tree so early on. But you all know now that this is a fall tree, and I'll walk you through how we're going to go about decorating it. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taken the trunk that I already had here in the foyer, and I, again, have had these fabulous pumpkins. They're lit pumpkins for years now, but it's great because they require, obviously, an electrical source. And so having that outlet in the closet has been wonderful. But see how the tree is taking on, taking on some beautiful shape now. I fluffed it. Yes, it's a holiday tree. There's no denying that. Oh, my light is stuck here. Hang on. There we go. It is a holiday tree, but by the time I put on all my fall ornaments, it's hopefully going to look like an autumn tree. So I did have to place it up on a stand. This is one of my plant stands that I had, and I wanted to elevate it. And again, there's no telling how this is going to work in your own space that you choose to put it. But for me, I needed the height. It filled the void a little bit better, but I didn't want to go with a bigger tree. I think this is understated, yet it obviously is going to exude that whole fall presence. So, and then I've started putting a little bit of ribbon in here, and this is so tattered, I have to tell you, but I just jammed it in there right now for a little color spot. I'm going to start putting some ornaments on here, and then I'll enlighten you as to the progress. Thank you. So I just want to take a moment to show you that I've added a pheasant and two little spots. They are beat up. I've had them for years. I know you can find them again at any Michael's craft store, but they give obviously the essence of fall. And then I've started adding, did you see that twinkle right there? That looked really pretty. I've started adding these brown, actually they're Christmas ornaments. And start with one ornament if you have multiples of them and place them throughout the tree, and then continue to layer with the rest of your ornaments. I always start with the largest one. I try to put it in spots that's really going to grab the light. See how the light reflecting from the pumpkin onto the ornament. That looks really pretty. But anyway, I wanted to show you this spot at this section because, again, I've got this tattered ribbon, which you're not going to see. It's going to give you a spot of color. I've got my shot out poor pheasants, but again, you're not going to see that once it's tucked in the tree with everything else. And then I've got these ornaments that, yes, they are Christmas, but who's to tell you you can't use them for fall? They're gorgeous fall colors. So remember, this is your home. You get to make the decisions on what you like and what calls out to you. So just the next layer, and then the next little clip I'll show you. I'm certain I'll be done with the tree. Here's the beauty of this. It's what, all of 4 feet, where I'm usually used to decorating at 12 to 13 foot. So this has actually been somewhat enjoyable. So, okay, I believe I am done with the tree. And I'll try to move in slowly. I know my camera work leaves much to be desired. My greatest apologies. Photography was not my forte. Decorating, that I've got. Anyway, I finished. I just took any of the ornaments that I felt lent themselves nicely to fall and the fall colors, and I just slowly inserted them into the tree. And of course I tried to fill spaces and voids. If you look, I put ornaments deep inside the tree. It is really important that you tuck ornaments way back there, because you would be surprised how much impact they have. They make the tree feel dense. This way it doesn't feel like it's real sparse, and for me that's something that I want. I want my tree to feel fully loaded and just packed with glitter and foliage. And then the other thing that I add that I can't live without, and those of you, again, thank you so much for the people who, you know, continue to support and follow me. These right here, they go in every decorating endeavor I ever get involved in. And those are, I guess, I call them my willow. They're willow branches maybe. They're glittery. They catch the light beautifully. Again, I don't know how much depth you get when I do this camera work, but the tree really turned out quite spectacular. It's subtle enough that people aren't going to come in and say, oh my gosh, why do you have your Christmas tree up already? But at the same time, it's going to catch your eye, and as soon as you look over the colors, and obviously being flanked by the pumpkins, and I know these type of pumpkins are on sale in different places, and here's a beautiful thing. Why not get 2 real pumpkins and spray paint them gold and then sprinkle copper glitter on them? How gorgeous would that be? That would be such a neat element. We're hot out here in California, so we can't get our hands on the pumpkins quite yet, but I bet you East Coast you would be able to, and that would be beautiful. I'm going to finish up the rest of the foyer. Obviously, I've got my junk spread all over, but stay tuned. I'm going to do a few more things. Okay, I am satisfied with the foyer. I completed, of course, the tree with the trunk. I put a flameless candle up in my mosaic up there. I almost did some more embellishments, and I thought, you know what? It lends itself beautifully to this whole little vignette anyway, so why toy with that? I simply replaced I had like an urn-like thing there with a pumpkin. Didn't want to do overkill. And then, of course, I had the wreath on the door, which, again, I had shown you earlier. I had added these acorns, and I wanted to show you those because over here, I have shown you how to do these once before. I did a little bit of a new take on it. I actually put this wrap around the candle itself this time, and then just place the ribbon and the acorn on the outside. Again, I didn't want to change something that works so nicely here, especially at night when these come on. When they turn on, they illuminate my hallway quite nicely. So, but just a new variation, and I wrap that around, and that's the kind of stuff that you should be doing, is figuring out new ways to spruce up what you already have. But again, we tied in the acorns, you know, to the acorns on the wreath over here, and obviously all the colors work beautifully together. There we go. We're getting back into focus from being so close. But something I want to show you really quickly before I end this segment, I set these out, and I wanted to make sure that I showed these to you. These are dollar store. I got these at the dollar store, and I wanted to show them to you. Obviously, I'm not going to keep them on a stool in the middle of my foyer, but I felt it was necessary to show you these right now because you don't want these to get out of your, you know, the possibility of being able to buy them. $1 piece at the dollar store. Beautiful. Look at the gilding on them, and they're just perfect. They can be tucked away anyway. I'll probably put them in my bookcase. Anyway, thank you so much for watching Designs by Michelle.